Hi, my name is Gregory. Today's video presentation about the new CEREC software 4.4 Chairside. I want to show you what's the new features and what the difference between this software compared to the old version 4.3.1. You can see on the screen, this is a start screen, administration phase of 4.4. It's still the same as the old version. We still have the same as search patients database, show all the patients and add the new patient. If we want to add the new patient, we can click tap on the new patient. We enter the data and we can add the new case. You see it's not highlighted because I didn't enter the information yet. You can add the case and start doing the procedure. If you already have existing patients in your file, you can show all the patients and choose the patient you've been working on in the past, or your dental assistant been setting up the patients for today's scheduled. So in this particular case, you can see that we highlighted one of the patients we've been working in the past. And what the difference between 4.3, that's the outline is it's much better. It can much easier to work with. You can see here that this is a file we've been working in the past. So we can see here that there was a single crown tooth number 2. So we have additional features here that we can rename this file. Okay, so for example, if I want to, instead of using the numbers, just want to put the tooth number 2 or different file names as I wanted. I also might export this file, or I can trash this file or delete this case. I can start a new case here, add a new case for this existing patient, or I can also add the media. What add the media does is we can convert our scanner as and put them it as a video, use it as a video scanner, and use this media for our patient's presentation. So I put a video file, or I can take pictures with that and show during the procedures where to find the caries. I can find the fracture lines, so it's easy to communicate with the patients. For all the dentists who are working with the insurance company, is also easy to send with your claim, insurance claims, all the pictures you've been taking through the procedures to show the insurance company that it was existing decay, and that's the reason you've been changing the restorations or the procedures. Again, this additional features is much helpful compared to 4.3 software. You can add several different files without exporting it and go for another one. So compared to 4.3 software, so it's much better features here in the 4.4 software compared to 4.3. So if we're trying to work, for example, on a single case, okay, so let me just open another file, and you can see here that the outline is totally different compared to 4.3. See, we have small pop-up screens right now, you can see on the screen, and to designate the crown or any restorations, you can see that all the information I've been putting here on the file, it's right here. So you can see that I've been working on tooth number 3, and it's by generic individual. I've also been choosing the Ivoclar Vivident Emax as my preferred material to work with, and also I chose the Mark InLab as my milling machine. So you can see here that we can also edit the information we just enter on the data, or I can trash this case. So let's start all over again, so you can see what the sequence and the 4.4 software we've been using here. So let me delete this case, and we can probably start all over again. It's so we this name is crown, and it's going to be individual crown. Okay, so individual crown right here, and you see down here I've been trying to use the material I was trying to use again, and I designate my 3 favorite material I've been working in my office, and I chose Emax CAD, and you can see it belongs to Ivoclar. So if I want to choose the different materials, I can choose Sirona or different companies and apply them to my file. So again, the material been chosen, again the milling device been chosen again, and I can designate again as 3 crown. So I can see here that again this information pops up right here, the general information, common information about this individual restoration. If I want to edit, if I want to change the material, any kind of information I wanted, okay, you can see I can click on edit, and I can, for example, I want to change to inlays or inlays, or I can use different mold, okay, by generic copy of the reference, or I can use once again the different material. I can use a different milling machine in my office, and when I'm done, it's very important to click again on the check mark or on apply tab, so it will save the information into the system, and you can proceed with the acquisition unit. So it's very important. You can custom it. What the difference between 4.4 and 4.3, these small screens and pop-ups, okay, it's gonna stay at the same position on the future case. So it's saving again the same position. You can custom it, you can put in different places as you want it. So let's try this. You can see this when I put a cursor on my this small tab right here, you can see the hand. But if I'm going to further here on the top, you see the change the sign. So with this sign you can move the pop-up in different places, and again it will remember the position, okay, when you open up the next case it's gonna stay here again. Okay, so if we're trying to go to a model phase, as you can see here, okay, we can enlarge and we outline the margin around this prep. So I'm not going to be too precise here, and just for educational purpose I'm just going to do this very fast. You can see when I'm done with my outline, the margins, the tooth number pops up, which makes much easier to work with, because sometimes we won't work in multiple cases. Sometimes we outline the margins on a different different tools, on the wrong tools, and then we have problems with the designing the case. So you can see here that what we have to do is the next case again. I can define the insertion axis. Again, we're trying to find which way we're going to insert this crown without interference. And you can see here there's a help pop-up screen, okay, and it's telling you all the steps, what's so important, what you have to apply, why it's you need it. If you don't want this screen pops up, just exit from the screen. Again, we will find the parts of insertion. We click OK, and then there's another features been adding, like preparation analysis. Okay, so when we click on preparation analysis, you can see there's a different tabs added to the software, and showing what the margins, the undercuts, and distant antagonist. So all the usable information for you, for the doctor, is to use when you're designing the case. So of course this is not the best preparation for the CEREC or any kind of restorations. I just, again, this is a case for educational purpose only, okay? But you can see even with this prep, you can see you have a little speckles here, but overall you can mill the restoration and as a CEREC. You can see the outline is perfectly done. I have no problems again to designate the margins. So again, there's a different tabs. I just want to show you with the different tabs. And again, it's you see the scale right here. So it's showing this how much space you have between antagonist, and if you can see that if it's a red, yeah, almost there is no space. So this is also giving you, do you have enough clearance between your antagonist teeth and your prep. Okay, so this one is showing you undercuts. You can see there's undercuts here, but again it's manageable. You can see it's almost nothing on the margin, except again you see it right here. And you see this when I move my cursor, my measured value is also start giving the different numbers. Okay, also the margins, so I can check my margins, are they good for the prep, okay, for the insertion in the crown. So I can see that my grayish color around these margins are perfectly fine, okay, and the surface again and show me where I have problems. So it's very good tool that's for beginners, even advanced user as CEREC, to check your preparations. So when we start designing the case, you can see the difference, not the difference, that's, you will see that anatomy is much better compared to 4.3. You can see the more details, okay. Again, depends on your preference, your parameters, okay. You will choose what speckles you're probably going to leave in the restoration. So in order to go for parameters, you can click on the parameters here, and it's going to show you which parameters been chosen for this kind of restoration. You can see that there is a factory setting, and I chose mine as data mark. You can also add a new setting right here, but you have to go to configuration, okay, and add your preferable settings for different type of restorations you're going to do, for the onlays, veneers, crowns. And the most important, when you start designing the restoration or mill the restoration, look at the parameters, because sometimes there is a bug or something else on the software when you choose in administration that it's you for me to change the restorations. Okay, so make sure it's been chosen as your parameter. Sometimes it will change to factory settings. So if I click OK and I choose mine, so this restoration you get, you see, I have a little bit minimal thickness problem, but overall restorations, again, it's very good, very well designed. If I want to see my contact areas with the bottom teeth, I think it's overall good restoration. I have no problems with that. The other features would be giving to the new software. If we're going to work on multiple restorations, and let's choose the multiple restorations. So we've been working here on 4 individual crowns, and you can see here that's if I'm working on one tooth, I can, without clicking, work on another one. You see, it's the software is changing the restorations number automatically without me clicking it, which is again the good features. Another thing is what you can see, that you see I've been working on tooth number 4, but number 5 is halfway is missing, or versus here. So what you can do is you can go to display objects, okay, on tools, I'm sorry, and when you go directly down, you can see there is a tab here, hide neighbors. When you're done, when you click uncheck this box, you can see the neighboring tools is still in place, so it will not change the interproximal area. This here I've been adding it, so for example, if you want to work on interproximal at the same time, okay, so there is easy access. Of course, there's different other features. So we can see the difference again in 4.0 software and 4.3, that it's easy to work with multiple restoration at the same time. So when you go to the mill, again, that's there's all the informations you have. Again, you see that it's custom made by me. Everybody have a different layout. Okay, you can choose your own one, but that's what I choose to work with. Okay, so I'll try to probably to keep the screen empty on the left side and all my tools on the right side. That's again the features we have on the 4.4 software, and I hope this video is helpful for you. That's if you have any questions, you can send me email on markgregorydds@yahoo.com. Thank you.